How's it going? Don Russo from Freeway Music. Hope you guys are doing good today. I'm going to be talking about how to use pentatonic scales and how to use them in a way that's more interesting than the traditional way that we usually use the pentatonic scales. If you don't know your pentatonic scale patterns, make sure you go learn them because they're essential for this lesson, and I'm sorry if you don't know them and some of this might be a little over your head. So we're going to talk about how to use the pentatonic scale in more of a non-traditional sense. Okay, so what I was just doing, I was jamming over an A minor jam, okay, right here. I was using A minor 7 essentially. And the way that most people solo over that is they use their A minor pentatonic right here. Which sounds great as such. So it sounds killer, right? The minor pentatonic sounds totally fine. So, you can jam that, use that the rest of your life and never explore these other options. But there are other options. So we're going to talk about the relative minor to this particular A minor that you can play, the other minor pentatonics you can play. Okay, we're going to start off with E minor. So E minor, right here, if I play an E minor pentatonic, what that's going to do for me is, so generally when I play A minor pentatonic, it gives you 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7. Those are the scale tones. But if I do E, it gives me 5, 7, root, 9, 4. So I get a 9 in there. That's a really, really great sound over that A minor pentatonic. So if I use E minor pentatonic across the same chord, it's gonna sound a little different. It's gonna have a little bit more of an extended color to it. So I'm gonna start off with A minor pentatonic. Now, if I use E minor pentatonic, it's going to have a little bit of a different sound. So it's got a little bit more of like, it's like you're kind of taking it outside just a little bit, right? Now, if I use B minor pentatonic, then it sounds even more outside. Let's see what B does for us. Okay, it gives us a 9, a 4 or an 11, a 5, a 6 or a 13, a root, and then back to my 9. So I'm going to be able to get my 11, my 13, and my 9. So really extended sound. So I'm really going to get outside and make it sound very colorful and different than the typical A minor. So check it out. I'm going to start off again, try to reset your ears with just a regular A minor pentatonic. Now I'm going to go to the E minor pentatonic. Now try to let your ears expand a little bit. I'm going to take you in the B minor pentatonic. Now you may have noticed that your ears probably at first were like, oh, it's a little bit jarring, right? But as you listen to it, you become more and more accustomed to it. Now when I go back to the regular A minor, it almost sounds vanilla. It sounds cool, but it definitely sounds way more vanilla. So if you've never been accustomed to hearing these outside tones before, it may be a little jarring for you at first. It's kind of like if you're a wine connoisseur. You know, if you're not a wine connoisseur, like sometimes a red wine is very bitter. You're not used to the flavor of it, or coffee or beer, or whatever. Sometimes it takes a little bit of getting used to the flavors. That's how it is playing these extended tones. You got to get used to them. So, in summation, just for the minor, you can do, if you're playing A minor, you can do the second, which is B, and play a pentatonic from there. You can do the fifth, which is E, and do a pentatonic from there. Or you can do it from the 1, like a standard minor scale. Anytime you play a minor vamp, you can do 1, 2, or 5 and play pentatonics, and it's going to sound dope. It's going to give you like different sounds for each one. Okay, I'm going to erase this real quick here. And I'm going to do, now we're going to do a major jam. Okay, so just something like just an A major kind of thing. So your standard like A major jam would be just the relative minor. So A and the relative minor is F sharp. So that would be your standard pentatonic you would do. Right, so that's like your standard like relative minor, and it sounds great. Like I said, it sounds super great, and you can rock that the rest of your life. Never know any other option and sound killer. Now there are 2 other options that you can do to really like take this outside. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is going from the 3. So like in the key of A, the 3 chord is a minor 7, so that'll help you clue into why I use the 3. So if I do my pentatonic from here, I get a 3, I get a 5, I get a 6, which is my 13 also, I get a major 7, I get a 9, and then I get back to my 3 again. So I'm going to get a 9 and a major 7 and a 13, like all like right into the scale. So it's going to sound a lot more colorful. Check it out. Here we go. Cool. So let's compare the 2 sounds. F sharp minor. Versus the C sharp minor. So they both have really cool sounds, right? Very different from each other. And the third and final one we're going to do for the major today is going to be G sharp, right here. This is super weird. It's just like literally a half step behind your root note. So when you do this, what you're doing is you're basically turning this A into a 4 chord, which is a Lydian major type chord. If you don't understand that, check it out. Look it up. So now we're turning this into a Lydian major 7. So I'm going to go a half step down right here. I'm going to play pentatonic. This one's going to sound the most outside. Let me show what notes we get. We get a 7, we get a 9, we get a 3, we get a 5, and then, we get a 7, a 9, a 3, and then here's the weird one, a sharp 4, which is going to be like the one that's going to sound the most outside. We get a 6, and we get a 7. So we're going to get our 9, our sharp 11, and our 13, and we're going to get a major 7 and a 3. So it gives you literally every like really strong tone you want to really get that Lydian sound. That sharp 11 in particular is going to be the one that sounds pretty bizarre. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with F sharp minor, and then I'm going to expand your ears into C sharp minor, and then I'm going to expand your ears a little bit more into the G sharp minor. So here we go. This is F sharp minor. Now C sharp minor. Now G sharp minor. Now if I go back to the F sharp minor, watch how vanilla it sounds. It's like, whoa. It doesn't even sound like the same scale. It sounds like it's a different scale. It sounds like, whoa. It almost doesn't sound good when you start taking it that far out. It's almost like someone who's a wine connoisseur who hates sweet wine. It's probably because they've gotten so accustomed to the bitter taste of the red wine. That could be part of the downside. I like all the sounds personally, but I can see like if you get your ears accustomed to that outside sound, it can sound a little boring to do some of the vanilla stuff, you know? So that will be it for today. So let's do a little quick review just so you know. If you're doing A minor, you can use the 2, which is going to be B minor, or the 5, which is going to be E minor, or the 1, which is A minor. If you're doing like a major chord, you can always use your 6, or your 3, or your major 7 of that root note. So in this case, for A, that would be F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Those are the 3 minor pentatonics that you can easily access to give you different sounds. And as you go out, they will continue to expand and add more colors and really color up your pentatonic play and really color up your improvisation and give you a whole nother tool in your belt you never had before. So I hope you like this. If you do, please like the video, please comment, please tell me what you think. If there's a question you have you're confused about, or if there's something that you would like to learn about, please let us know. Until then, we'll see you next time.